What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is HumbleZeus here, and in today's video we're going to be doing something a little bit different than what we normally do. We're going to be covering two topics in one video. And not what I normally do. Usually I just break them into two different videos, but I thought, you know what, the topic that I was originally going to cover, which is the Q&A, wasn't really long enough to make its own video for, and I didn't want to try to get some really super short and kind of boring video clip for you guys. So I thought I might as well just cover two topics, one question, and go over the Q&A in the same video. So I was going to make a video on this question anyway, but I was like, you know what, let me just do it all in one video, that way you guys don't have to worry about it and I can move on to more important topics and whatnot. So moving into the Q&A, because that's what I want to talk about first, because I've been talking about it for a while. I mentioned it in my last update video and in my last guide video about channel trailers, both of which I'll link below if you want to watch either of them, but you don't really need them to understand what I'm about to tell you right now. But I want to do a Would You Rather Q&A, or Would You Rather Q&A, because I did a normal Q&A the first time and I had a lot of fun with it, and I know that you guys can be really creative when I give you the chance to, and I want to see what you guys will come up with if I give you a Would You Rather Q&A challenge. And I think that you guys will do some really weird stuff. I'm probably going to get some silly questions like, would I rather live in Silent Hill or the FNAF universe, both of which are horrible places to be if you are me and hate horror, so please don't ask me that question. Now I know someone's guaranteed to do it. But I want to see what you guys can do with a Would You Rather kind of style, and I want to do something really special before school starts and I'll have less time to make these kind of bigger videos. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the channel as a whole, and hopefully this will become a really fun thing that we can do. And I want to do this, you know, every once in a while. I want to try to do Q&As on a regular basis, but I need to make sure that I actually get questions. So the Q&A will be done at the end of this month, so you have a whole basically month to ask me any question you want me to cover, and I will try to cover it. Try to get as many questions as I can in a video. It will be a little bit difficult, but I'm going to try my very best, so hopefully you guys enjoy that. Now, moving into the question, a friend of mine, someone I actually respect a lot, because I can be a bit finicky with my respect, someone I respect very heavily and is very dear to me, asked me a question about my channel, and they wanted to know what is with my big deal about small channels. Why do I like them so much? Why do I focus so much on them? And you know, in his words, he's like, why do you shovel through so much shit just to find a few tiny diamonds? And I kind of have to, you know, sit to answer his question, because it is a very tough question to answer, and sometimes it can be very hard to distinguish and validate my answers too, because I do, if you don't know, I do spend a lot of time actually looking for small channels. I do actually go and try to find small channels with potential in my mind. Everyone views potential differently. I have my own standards for it, and I might have overlooked somebody who in someone else's eyes might have had potential. That's not the point. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about, you know, why do I spend my time doing it, and what is my fascination with the community, with the small community as a whole. Now, I want to mention that I think of what I know and what I can think of and why I would do this is I think it comes from when I was a very small channel myself and I was in a very, you know, big rut. My channel wasn't going anywhere. I was probably like a week away from quitting YouTube forever, saying maybe I'm just not meant to be one of those YouTubers. Maybe I should like put my focus in somewhere else, maybe art or something more practical and more fun for me, because YouTube at the time was not a very fun thing at the time. And it actually came from a desire to better myself, to understand why I wasn't growing. Why were other channels that were my size getting lots of views? Why were channels that were starting after me, you know, hundreds of subs ahead of me? What was going on? What was happening? And in that effort to, you know, find it, I actually found myself enjoying what the small community could offer, even though they weren't, you know, big players. They weren't going to be throwing their weight around on YouTube like some of the big guys do now. I definitely found channels that I were, you know, I still watch to this day. I found channels that I could enjoy that, you know, didn't have more than 300 subs. I found channels that were really good, and now obviously they've grown, but I found channels that, you know, didn't have to have millions of subscribers to make me enjoy myself and have a good time, even though before I had overlooked them, because I'm like, oh god, only 500 subs is probably not a good channel, even though 500 subs does not mean shit, really, because subs don't really mean anything. I've seen, again, there's a channel with 100 subs that I know that is much better quality than myself, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, I wish I could do what you do. So I understand that, you know, subs don't mean anything now, but at the time I thought they meant everything. I thought that was the indicator of how good a channel was, and it became apparent to me that that wasn't true. That meant nothing, and that, you know, it just meant that YouTube hadn't, you know, showcased them enough, that YouTube hadn't said, oh my god, this guy dude is really good, we should show him off. YouTube was more like, I need to make sure that Markiplier video goes on the front page of the YouTube thing, you know. That's what they were doing, and I didn't see these cool channels, these channels that, you know, they didn't have anything to hide, they always spoke very truthfully, and it was one of those things where I was like, like, in order to benefit myself, I had to learn from other people. And in order to learn from other people, I had to be willing to, you know, realize that I am not the only person on YouTube. I'm not the only person who constitutes YouTube. I am sharing this space with millions of people, and I have to realize that, and I have to understand that, you know, there are other people in this community, and that's what I think finally made me realize that, you know what, there's a community of untapped potential. There's a community of people who, you know, have brilliant ideas, brilliant presentation, you know, all this cool stuff to offer. And I was, you know, purposely making myself ignorant to it because I was trying too hard to focus on my own self. And when I was doing that, I wasn't paying attention to what I could learn from other people, what I could grasp and what I could understand from other people, what I could learn from other people. And I think my desire to improve the community, improve the small community, or at least help it in some way, was my desire to share that experience. Because when I realized that, it felt so much better. It felt like I was a part of something bigger, that I wasn't really alone on YouTube. It didn't really feel like this isolated feeling because I didn't have viewers. I didn't have, you know, people commenting on videos. I had my family congratulating me, but I knew they didn't really understand what I was doing. They were being supportive, which I'm grateful for, you know. Some people don't have that. But it wasn't the same. And when I understood that I was part of a community and all I had to do was make myself a part of it, you know, it created this really cool, like, feeling and desire for me that I wanted to share it. I wanted to, you know, have other people know that, you know, YouTube is a social thing. It's a thing where everybody can enjoy themselves and have fun together and share experiences, and that if you are a creator, all you have to do is open your eyes to the fact that there are more people here. There are people here who are willing to, you know, talk with you, share experiences, laugh with you, teach you things, and you just have to be willing to open yourself up to it. So I guess the reason I focus on small community so much is because I want to share that experience, and I want to see that experience grow from more and more people. I want people to, you know, not have that feeling that they're alone in YouTube, that it's only a place where, you know, the big YouTubers can throw their weight around and the small YouTubers are just kind of picking up scraps. I didn't want it to be like that. I wanted it to be where, you know, people realized that YouTube was a thing that everybody was sharing. We're all having a good time. So I guess that's kind of what it is. I can't fully explain what it is that draws me to a small community, because I guess something that within me I understand, but I can't vocalize it, so I'm sorry for that. But I did want to share that, and I wanted to share the Q&A thing as well. Hope you guys understand a little bit more about why I do what I do. If not, you know, I'm more than willing to chat with you for a few hours about it and see if I can finally put it into words or something. But overall, I think that this was a good video, I think. I had a lot of fun making this, and I'm happy that I got to explain some of my feelings towards you. Towards you. A lot of my friends are in the small community as well, so I guess it is towards you. And I'm happy that I got to make this video and that you guys get to enjoy it. And maybe now that you've heard it, maybe you'll understand what I'm saying. Maybe you guys understand what I say, you know, even though I haven't really put it out correctly. So if you do get it, let me know and we can chat about it. If you don't get it, I can try to make it sound a little bit better in the comments, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, submit your questions for the Q&A. Let me know if you enjoyed this video by leaving a like, commenting, subscribing if you want to see more content. I'll see you guys in another video. Zeus out.